Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with some juice to get you through the long night. So, I have some news. I have book news, a couple of book news, season 8 news. But first, let's just jump right into season 8 news. So, season 7 is over, and we don't have a clear answer on when season 8 will return. Filming is set to start in October. Now, pre-filming stuff like pre-production, like prop work, set work, and all of that jazz has already started, I'm sure. Game of Thrones filming is hella complicated because they film in Croatia, Spain, Ireland, Iceland, everywhere. They just film everywhere. So season 7 filming started about this same time. Season 7 filming started in October as well and ended in February. So it looks like possibly they're going to need to film a little longer. I'm not sure why, because there is less episodes in season 6, but maybe it has to do with like the lengths of episodes or like the difficulty of filming certain scenes. But when filming ends, it's estimated to take another 5 months in post-production to get the final cuts and all the CGI and all of that jazz ready for TV. So expect tons of CGI, big battles, and bloodbaths. We do know Game of Thrones season 8 will only have 6 episodes in the season, but the saving grace is each episode will be feature film length. So feature film length is anything over an hour. I'm thinking that the episodes are likely going to be 80 minutes or more. I actually think that the episodes could be longer than that. And of course, the finale of the Game of Thrones will be epic and likely the longest episode ever. Possibly a finale movie. So Casey Bloys, who is HBO's programming president, actually hinted at the possibility of episodes that are 2 hours long. Maybe he was trolling. Maybe he was serious. Maybe he's leaving the option open. Who knows? But also, in other news, the scripts are already written, and no, they are not leaked. Please let this season 8 leak. Like, do you guys want me to do a video destroying those season 8 leaks? They're so phony. But anyway, Bloys did confirm that the scripts were done during a press tour in July. So I personally think that we will get Game of Thrones next fall or winter, which would be awesome. I feel like pushing it back to spring 2019 is a bit much, but maybe, who knows? Also in October, actually on October the 10th, the Book of Swords will be released. You can already pre-order this book online. I'll drop a link below if you're interested. So in this book, George R.R. Martin has a story called The Sons of the Dragon. The Sons of the Dragon is about Aegon the Conqueror's sons, Maegor the Cruel, and Aenys Targaryen. So the book's name is The Book of Swords, and because the book is titled The Book of Swords, I wonder if we will get some more info on Dark Sister and Blackfyre, the 2 Targaryen ancestral swords. I can't wait to read this. If you ever had a chance to read Dangerous Women, which included The Princess and the Queen by George R.R. Martin, or Rogues, which included The Rogue Prince by George R.R. Martin, then The Book of Swords is kind of like that. It's a bunch of stories from different authors compiled into one book, and George R.R. Martin happens to be one of those authors, and he just so happens to be writing about Westeros. Also in Westerosi news, Fire and Blood. So Fire and Blood is a book that George R.R. Martin is writing, or finished writing at least 1 volume. And it's basically a World of Ice and Fire, but only about the Targaryen dynasty. So George does this thing where he writes so much that it can't fit into his books. So then other books are born out of the fact that he writes too much. That's just awesome. Goals. So Fire and Blood is the complete history of House Targaryen and will be released in 2 volumes. Volume 1 will cover the history of Westeros from Aegon's conquest up to and through the regency of the boy king Aegon the Dragonbane. That one is largely written and will include, for the first time, a complete detailed history of the Targaryen Civil War, the Dance of Dragons. Volume 2 will cover the history from Aegon the Dragonbane to Robert's Rebellion. So I'm assuming we shall get details from the tourney at Harrenhal and the duel between Robert and Rhaegar on the Trident, and way much more juice. So George R.R. Martin anticipates the release of the first volume of Fire and Blood in late 2018 or early 2019, but he went on to say, I do think you may have a Westeros book for me in 2018. Who knows? Maybe two. Which brings me to the Winds of Winter. By now, I think everyone knows Game of Thrones is based on an unfinished book series, A Song of Ice and Fire. Those books are A Game of Thrones, Clash of Kings, Storm of Swords, A Feast for Crows, A Dance with Dragons, and the last 6 years we have been waiting on The Winds of Winter. Winds of Winter is the 6th book in the series, and A Dream of Spring is the 7th and final book. So there's still no news on when we will get Winds of Winter, but I actually think it's going to be in 2018. Back in July, George said he was still months off of completing The Winds of Winter. So if we use Dance of Dragons kind of as a reference. So Martin finished writing Dance of Dragons in April 2011. He made some editorial changes and it was published and released in July 2011. So once he finished writing Winds of Winter, hopefully it only takes 3 months or less to publish if we go based off Dance of Dragons. So he says he's months off. So let's just say as of July, he's 4 months off. So let's assume he will be finished in November. We could expect Winds of Winter as early as February. This is just assuming that he didn't mean he was 11 months off. Like, one of the big things about Winds of Winter is a lot of people that are dead on the show aren't dead in the books, and also might not die in the books. The books in the show are 2 roads that lead to the same castle. That's why I highly recommend, like, if you're not a book reader, that you do read the books. You will not be disappointed. You will not. Also, the 4th book in the Tales of Dunk and Egg, The She-Wolves of Winterfell, I wouldn't expect that book until after Winds of Winter. George does have that story somewhat almost complete, but Winds is seeming to come first. I just got back from vacation. I missed you guys so much, but I have been working nonstop on new content for my sweet summer children because we're going to get through this long night and we're going to get through it together. The show must go on. Expect no less than 3 videos a week from me, and in October, expect a video every day because I will be doing 30 days of creepy Westeros and Essos and everything in between. I want to thank you guys for all of your support, and I want to give a huge shout out to all of my supporters on Patreon. Thank you so much. As always, please like this video if you like it. Please click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell and join the sweet summer family. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a good day.